I was recently asked to describe what the architecture of accomplished teaching looks like in an early childhood classroom. In my classroom, I have a story that I've used to describe this process several times. It's a story about a student named Isaiah. Several years ago, Isaiah, whose older brother I had taught, was struggling to write his name. I had tried many things to get him to be able to write his name. I had tried hand over hand. I had tried using words to describe it, start at the top, move down. I had written with a yellow magic marker and had him write over top of his name. And he could do the I, but when he got to the S, he just struggled. It didn't work for him. And so I set to looking at what Isaiah did as an individual in his own play and where he had confidence. I thought about it for a number of days and realized as I watched him playing with cars in the block area with some little matchbox cars, that when he moved the cars around, he made noises as if the cars were driving, especially when they skidded around corners. They went ee. So what I did was the next day when we sat down to try to help, I sat down to try to help him write his name. I put my hand over his hand and I said, let's try it like this. And as he came around the corner of the S, I said, and he turned and looked up at me like a smile with ears, and he got it. And the reason that he got it was not because I had adopted a best practice that had been described to me in a teacher preparation, or even in the research that I had done in trying to help Isaiah write his name. It was because I looked closely at where Isaiah was as a student, found out a way to engage him in the direction that I needed him to go, and then designed approached the activity in a way that helped him engage with that writing. After helping Isaiah to write that S, he very quickly started to master the rest of the letters of his name. And by the end of the year, he was moving from seeing words written on Post-it notes of the pictures that he had drawn and copying the letters down to his paper and then reading those words. And this is all at the age of 4. So the key to his success was found in really starting where he was as a learner and designing activities that would make the learning accessible to him, with the goal of achieving the next highest level or iteration of that learning.